Well,
Okay.
anyway, we got another person. We got Todd.
Yeah. Hey, Todd.
We're back on demons.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Todd, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? I've been listening to your show, and wow, you guys must. I'd be an alcoholic. So
I started early tonight. Yeah.
I was contacted because I posted on a paranormal Facebook page about an experience. In generalizing, I used a demonic attack.
Okay.
My problem with that is the demons, they have too many religious connotations, so often it's immediately discredited. So I'm not looking at it from a perspective of religion, and I think it's kind of interesting that most people that get possessed are Catholic. I mean, so I really don't think that's the right way to look at it. But as far as consciousness goes, all of that can be actually understood by picking up a few books by David R. Hawkins. He is the most prolific writer on the subject of consciousness. But with that said, there's many different levels of consciousness. So I actually have had a pretty extensive experience with the lower and the upper. But
lower and upper what? I'm sorry. I just want to get clear definitions. Lower and upper what?
I'll elaborate.
Yeah.
There are different levels of consciousness, from 0 all the way to 1,000. They're logarithmic in nature and how they're measured. The numbers themselves are actually arbitrary. They're just used in comparison with each other. So each of the levels are affiliated with a certain emotion. So David R. Hawkins actually created what's called the map of consciousness. And I'm not going to go through the details. That would be too extensive. But it's been tried and true. He uses applied kinesiology, scientific method. So consciousness essentially is the totality of the soul's faculties. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not really that comprehensive. It's not that complicated.
I'm sorry. Let me stop you again a minute, because I'm just trying to get clarity on what you're saying. You're saying it's the totality of the soul's consciousness, or the soul's, what'd you say?
No, I said consciousness is the totality of the soul's faculties.
The soul's faculties. So is that what you said? Souls, like
that is
body, soul, and spirit?
The ability to perceive, not limited through the 5 senses. Okay. And there's been many tests done in scientific.
How do we know we have a soul? Let's start there.
Well, we don't have a soul.
Okay.
We have a body.
I'm confused as hell. Yeah. I thought you said.
Well, there's nothing to be confused about.
It's the totality of the. You used the word soul. The totality of the soul's.
Yeah, totality of the soul's faculty as what each and every individual is essentially. That's using a body. So there's two ways to approach
Kenneth, can you help me? Kenneth, can you help me? Because he said totality of the soul's of the soul's faculties, but he said there's no soul.
Yeah,
I'm very confused.
Yeah, Todd, we're a bit all over the place, man. So I'll tell you that.
What are you confused about?
Do we have a soul or not?
No, that would be redundant. We have a body.
Oh my God! You said
you can approach life. Okay, let me simplify it. Okay,
please
I'll put it in the layman's terms.
Yeah.
So there's two ways. There's two ways to approach life. You can approach life in existence as being a human being with a soul, or you can approach life acknowledging yourself as a soul with a body. You're a body with a soul, or you're a soul with a body.
I got to butt in because on the call screening thing, it said that you were calling about a demonic attack. That you've been attacked.
I go off on tangents.
Yeah, you think?
So what I wanted,
let's
a little bit. But what I wanted to say though was that oftentimes, 99% of the times, such experiences can be explained medically. People have misperceptions. They don't have a comprehensive understanding of all the natural phenomena that can happen, so they automatically label it demonic, as if they're special, being targeted, and people that have little control in their ordinary lives, people that are prone to belief rather than understanding.
Are you going to give us a way to distinguish between legit demonic attacks and the ones that are just imaginary?
Okay, so what I was talking about, like with consciousness, and everybody has a different range of perception, which that's a valid, scientifically backed fact. Some people do have ESP. some people can't see.
That's
so-called
not. That's
what we
not.
perceive
That
as being
no,
the
no.
future.
You're not going to get away with saying ESP is a scientific fact because it's not.
Yeah. Did you ever hear Project Bluebeam? You ever listen to the George Norrie's show? Yeah. Remote viewing. Yes, it is actually applied in government.
No, it is not.
It's the same thing.
Oh,
yes,
Todd.
it is.
No, it is not.
Remote viewing is in the remote viewing is in the range of ESP. But my point is,
remote viewing is bullshit.
Perception.
Todd, remote viewing is bullshit. Like, let's be serious.
No, you can believe that, but there's facts. If you look it up, remote viewing has been used since the 1940s with great success.
No, it is not.
All you gotta do is look it up. The information's there. You can ignore the information.
Oh, it's
I don't ignore.
Hey,
I don't ignore information. I am
Kenneth,
not. I am
it's
not
on the internet.
Person.
It's on the internet,
so
Kenneth.
I
So
do not ignore
Anyways,
evidence.
so that's fine. You don't have to believe in remote viewing. Okay, that's fine.
Well, remote viewing is
I don't
bullshit.
believe in anything.
Let's talk about this one thing. So, remote viewing. What evidence is there that remote viewing is a legitimate phenomenon?
Oh my God! You know what? It's too extensive. Anybody listening, look it up. The government has been using this as a means to validate other data. It's used in.
No, they don't.
Along with, it's not the sole means, but it's used.
It's
actually,
not
there's
used.
a book by Lynn Buchanan. You know who Lynn Buchanan is?
Yeah, I know who Lynn Buchanan is. I know about Project Stargate and all that bullshit. Like, yeah, I know about it. The government spent millions of dollars testing this stuff and determined that it was nonsense.
My point is, it wouldn't waste its money over 20, 30 years.
I'm going to mute you real quick. The reason why the Project Stargate stuff was declassified, why all those records are made available to the public, is because there was nothing there.
Bullshit.
Remote viewing was a colossal waste of time and money on the intelligence agencies and the Air Force and everybody that was involved in that. Everybody who's honest about it will tell you there was nothing there. So, okay, you're unmuted.
You want to look for information, but the point is, though, is that
he never stopped talking.
Individual has different range. So
you don't get to say that. You don't get to say that everybody has this range without demonstrating that that's true.
I stated remote viewing as a factual practice, and each and every person is free to look that up themselves.
But it's bullshit.
More like an example to elaborate on why I'm calling that each and every person has a certain range of perspective. They have a range of that they can see. Proofs are all constructs.
Prove it.
Yeah, I can prove it. Okay, I can prove it. Have you ever looked at a painting by Renoir? Or by Monet?
Yes.
Or any famous painter, any famous musician, any well-known person who was actually able to have that vision, was able to perceive and bring it into the physical manifest.
What
Absolutely,
are you talking about?
Some people have an imagination. Some don't.
So I went to grad school in New York. I used to have a membership at the Met. I've spent hours upon hours looking at masterful works of art. At that incredible
and you had
place.
A different response than another person. Each and every person has it's subjective. That's the problem. You can't prove that which is subjective. It's impossible.
What are you talking about?
Really, proof. But here's the thing with proof: it's not reflective of truth.
What are you talking about? What does any of this?
What he's saying
have to do with remote viewing and ESP and all that?
What he's saying is that you can't prove anything. That everyone has their own perspective of things, and so there is no real truth. You can't verify anything that we all get.
I'm not saying that at all. Truth can be verified.
It's kind of what you just said.
Proof and truth are not actually interchangeable. That's what I'm saying. So you can have proof of something which is based on fact, which are
but it's not the truth about that thing.
Okay, maybe we need to define truth. What is? Can you do me a favor?
Facts alone, which is content, that's not context.
Do you ever stop talking? Mute him.
All of these catchphrases and stuff.
Oh my God! It's a word vomit. It's word salad. He's just using words, and I'm still going back to the soul thing. Did I miss something? He said there's not a soul, and then he said that something was the totality of the souls. Yeah. Todd, slow down. Yeah. And tell us what the hell you're talking about, buddy. The volume of words does not equal something. Oh, he never stopped talking.
Todd, listen.
He never stops talking.
You've got to listen, okay? We've got to drill down on some definitions. We got to figure out truth and how we can know what's true, because you're just going and going and going. So we got to slow it down. I'm going to unmute you here, but you've got to slow it down
for truth.
And, okay,
I'm going
to give you another chance here, Todd. I'm telling you. Okay, you've got to take a deep breath and listen. For us to have a conversation, you've got to slow down. So I'm going to give you one more chance. I'm going to unmute you in a moment. If you're still going, we're gonna drop the call. All right. So 3, 2, 1, unmuted.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Todd. Okay. So let's.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it mean for something to be true?
There's truth and falsehood. That which is true, which is both objective and subjective, is that which is the objective truth is that which supports life, essentially.
Okay.
That which is not true.
You've got to stop. You've got to stop.
Truth,
Todd.
There's nothing. You can't take anything out of his words.
This is rough, man, because you just used a lot of words and didn't say anything. I'm gonna propose a definition to you. I'm going to propose a definition to you. So, no, I'm comprehending what you're putting down, but it makes no sense. So I'm gonna throw something out there.
No, why does it make sense?
For something to be true, okay? When Dave or I say that something is true, we're just saying that it's consistent with reality.
That's where you kind of go into the gray area, because what's reality?
Okay.
Reality is a subjective experience.
No, it's not. Reality by definition. Reality definitionally is that which exists. Todd, just listen for 1 second.
Okay, can I give you an example that can be actually
No,
tested?
you can listen for a second. So reality, definitionally, reality is what exists independently of whether or not you or I or Dave believes it.
Okay, great.
It kind of is.
No,
great.
I mean that's a definition that
Todd,
I agree with.
Todd,
100%.
would you say you can't see it, but I have my car, the car that I own, the car that I drive is a white Hyundai Sonata. It's an actual vehicle. It's a vehicle that I drive. It's made by a company called Hyundai, which is a Korean car manufacturer. It's white in color.
Right.
Would you say that this is true?
And what you said about truth is.
Would you say? Todd? Would you say, if I sent you a picture of it, if I walked you up next to it, and you could touch it and feel it, would you agree that it's true that I have a white Hyundai Sonata sitting in my driveway?
Well, I guess if I'm blind, I really wouldn't know.
Oh my God!
I wouldn't change the fact.
All right.
Todd, you're just playing. You're playing word games. I'm tired of you.
This is so dishonest.
You're playing word games. You're not being honest. You're not being honest. If you could see, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Do you have sight?
Yes.
Can you see?
Yes.
If I walked you up to my car and showed you, Todd, stop talking. If I walked you up to my car and you touched it and looked at it and you saw that it was a white Hyundai Sonata, you agreed with my perception of that. Would you say it's true that I have a white Hyundai Sonata in my driveway? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep.
That is what's true. There are things that you can determine are true based upon reality in the world in which we live. That's a simple answer.
I have a question then. What about people who are supposedly colorblind?
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about I'm talking about what the car is.
You are the pinnacle of truth.
This is a great example. This is a great example. Nobody has said anything about being the pinnacle of truth. Okay, so we can stop lying about what we've said.
Because you're telling me right now.
So what we're using here for definitions of truth and reality. These are common definitions that are useful. Okay,
those are facts.
So
those are facts. You have a white Honda or Hyundai, right?
I'm going to mute you because you're incapable of having a conversation. So a colorblind person is a great example. So we can have a white car sitting in Dave's driveway. We can verify the make and model. We can look at it. We can be sure that it's real and all this. And then we've got someone whose perception is different. But it doesn't change the reality of what is. Exactly that. Thank you. So this is a great example. So and then we have ways there are ways to verify whether the car is white. That colorblind person can apply reliable methodologies and figure out what color the car is.
And if the colorblind person is honest, they will acknowledge that I can't perceive of what might be true because I have an issue with color blindness. It's not complicated, Todd. You're making it complicated.
That the criteria for truth is
he never stopped talking.
What is it? Math.
All right.
I think we got to go. He never stopped talking. He can't listen.
When you learn how to have a conversation, call us back and we'll try again. But that's rough.
Man.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know how you talk to people like that. Honestly, I want to have an honest conversation with him. I want to hear what his perspective is and what his opinion is, but he's not even an honest, he doesn't have an honest conversation. He keeps dodging honest questions, and you can't communicate with someone like that.
But this is and you're pointing to it. And for the viewers watching, like pay attention to this. When you watch these shows, you'll see people playing by two different sets of rules. Dave and I, we're trying to communicate clearly. We're trying to, break things down to their simplest terms. We're trying to drill down to what can we know? And we're trying to encourage people to be as honest and direct as possible. And then you've got the other side.
Yeah. And Lisa Wickersham. Hi, Lisa. I started drinking before I came on this show because I know what these calls do to me.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh my God.
We've got another caller on the line. I'm still waiting we got a few people in the chat who I'm seeing. There was a guy, Chad, who I'm still waiting for Chad to call.
Call in. Don't hide in the chat. My name is over there making arguments.
Yeah,
my name.
Yeah. I mean,
my name. Call in. We would love to call.
Is,
don't hide in the chat. If you got something, bring it. Bring it on. Let's go. We'll talk to you.
We can talk to you.